Choosing who you want to teach you is the most important thing in the world. Which isn't necessarily what people really understand today. You know, from grade school, we're forced to go to a public school, by law. And, there's truancy laws, and you can end up even having your parents punished, or you go to juvenile hall or something like that. And from there, you're kind of get the sentiment that institutionalized education is the only education there is. That's where it's like grinded into your head. This the sentiment of getting your own education, learning something on your own, isn't really what's emphasized. If you're reading any books outside of school, they're mostly, Harry Potter, nonfiction, just stuff that's pretty much irrelevant. And it's true, you can make your own course. Let's say if there's a problem out there in the world and you want to learn how to solve it, just like how the Wright brothers did, you'll end up making your own course and all the periphery knowledge around it, so you just completely have a satellite view of the topic you're trying to learn, and then approach a problem on it from your own perspective instead of the perspective from the institution that the school gives you, which is indoctrination. If the school tells you what the problem is and this is how it's solved, then just by that, it's not innovative, because they're turning you into a bot in that sense. The solving of the problem is already there. They're just telling you, how do you solve this problem? They don't encourage you to find the problem in society yourself. And if you find a problem in society on your own accord, chances are that's going to go against the institution which the school is a part of. So you won't be getting anything, you won't be innovating if you just completely rely on the institution for your education whatsoever. And this can even go to even medicine and psychology. You look at the DSM-5 manual, where nicotine withdrawal disorder is a mental illness. Even ADD. You look at Shire Pharmaceuticals, which is the big manufacturer of Adderall. Their slogan is curing the world of rare diseases, or something like that. But that's not ADD is not a rare disease whatsoever. And so, in my opinion, I think it's the social engineering and the culture, the manufactured culture, that gave rise to what is considered mental illness. But it's just people that aren't compatible, naturally not compatible with the manufactured synthetic culture that was created. And so they give you pills and labels of mental illness if your mentality, just natural mentality, is outside this manufactured synthetic culture. I digress. But the empowered individual that learns and approaches a subject, does the work, is going to be the innovator. They are going to be the ones who change the world. Just look at the Wright brothers. They didn't go to college. There was a huge race in the world at the time from scientists and academics and all these people to invent the predictable airplanes, a transport that can predictably take off and land with a human inside of it. And you had all these scientists all over the world trying to figure it out, and then leave it to these two fucking schmucks from Ohio who owned a bicycle repair shop to end up doing it. And they learned the subject. They learned about the astrophysics, or not astro, but Everything that needed to be learned about it, and they did it. They learned it and did it, and they didn't even go to school, and they invented the damn airplane, changed the world. And the approach to a problem from a different angle, a non-institutional angle, is what's going to be innovative. I think that is what's going to bring about free energy. You're not going to see that from colleges, and if it is in colleges, that technology is going to be quickly snatched up and made secret by the government or hoarded by some sort of corporation that doesn't want it out there because, you know, the institutions want people dependent on this current energy system, whether if it's gas or inefficient renewable energies. They don't want little units in the corner of your house that can power the city block just from, you know, maybe even gravity, because gravity is always pushing down on us, and that's energy. I'm not saying that that's going to be the technology, but that theoretically gravity is energy. Now, if we decide to take this personal empowerment route to education, which can't be engineered because it'll be in a free market individual system, and inherently those aren't centralized, those aren't it's not compatible with centralization and top-down coordination. But the only question is, how do we nudge people into being empowered? Which is, I mean, that's kind of like one of the biggest questions out there. It's, you know, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. How can you lead someone to be empowered and have them decide to take an intellectual route that they choose? And then if there's other people who have been through this route, how do they seek them out as opposed to the grade school system where you hop on the bus and you go to the school, and then you're placed in front of a teacher, or let's say, oh, this school is prestigious, and, you know, after high school, this school is prestigious. You don't really choose who your lecturer is, who your instructor is. And it could be, in a lot of times, it's something completely opposite of kind of your hunches that you've had yourself. I mean, just look at, what was it, the guy at Berkeley last year? It was an ethics professor who smashed a guy over the head with a bike lock. Now that's ethical. I mean, you see, and that's the thing with our college institutions. They're indoctrination centers. They're just there. The only thing good about them, the only thing useful about them is the label it gives you, is the diploma, is the proof that you went through the system. That's the only thing it does. Other than that, there's like no innovation that comes out of it. All it is I have this credentials now. And most of these people are like just that Berkeley professor who teaches ethics smashing a guy over the head with a bike lock. That is unethical behavior by any standard. And completely succumb to groupthink. I mean, ethics is usually associated with philosophy, and philosophers have always been obsessed with the self and critiquing groupthink. And this guy completely succumbed to groupthink in Antifa. This guy should not be teaching kids. This guy should be working in a kitchen. Nothing against people who work in kitchens. I work in a kitchen. But this guy should be, well, he shouldn't even be working in a kitchen. He should be, I mean, whatever. I'm not teaching people. That's for damn sure. You know, he should have his own platform and see how people like it on their own. He wouldn't last a day. Anyway, instinctreport.com. Hope you enjoyed the content. Give it a like. Share it. In this age of censorship, you know, keep fighting that good fight, guys, against, you know, big tech, the richest people in the world who want to silence people. You know, and wake people up that these big corporations are the bad guys, the big tech ones who are trying to take your rights. Have a good one, guys.